So what's the advice you'd give to the aspiring
Don't do
actors?
it. Run while you can. It doesn't get easier, it gets worse.
Got to know that you're from Gargi. I'm like, मेरा सपना पूरा हो गया because I'm also from Gargi.
Oh,
Yes.
what do you say? Chant which goes like, आओ आओ
नाटक देखो.
नाटक देखो गार्गी कॉलेज का नाटक देखो.
Please,
With great power comes great responsibility and tons of sleepless nights. And I've seen and I've learned from my seniors from the business, and I work with greats like Mr. Irfan Khan or Rishi Kapoor, and we were dubbing for D-Day, and I had just gone in to finish my dub, and Mr. Rishi Kapoor was there, and he was doing his dub, and I saw him dub with the enthusiasm of a 22-year-old, and I was like, I want that. Let's grow up.
But I
with it.
feel
Delhi
like
or Bombay?
Delhi.
Yay!
Bombay
Oh, you
वापस
asked me
जाना
to
है कल.
pick?
Yeah.
Oh, Bombay.
Oh.
Are you crazy or what? Bombay.
वाह, जी तक ही है
ये
यहाँ
जन्मभूमि है, वो कर्म भूमि. कर्म मतलब पैसा.
Hi, Huma ma'am.
Please call me Huma. I'll also have to call you ma'am, and then we'll be only mamming each other.
No. Let me just call you Huma then. You know, it's so. I read about you a couple of years back with the permission thing, and I got to know that you're from Gargi. I'm like, मेरा सपना पूरा हो गया because I'm also from Gargi.
Oh,
yes.
what do you say?
And when you guys were talking about across,
Yes.
right before, I'm like, that's been the place,
I
right?
know.
And you being in Gargi, it kind of,
What did you study?
History honors.
Shut up.
Yes.
What fun.
I was in history honors. I'm like, this has to be,
How
conversed
cool is
with
that?
you and
Yes,
get to know. So,
What lovely memories, yeah, of
Gargi
Gargi.
College,
Yeah,
yeah.
Gargi College, the Mithas across
Yes.
the road, which is now, I've just been informed 10 minutes
It's
ago.
gone.
It's gone, and that's I mean,
Yeah.
that should be like a national treasure. We should
I
have to
know.
reopen
The
it.
thali, it was...
The Maharani Thali,
Oh my
which was
God.
our savior
yes,
during those.
Dal makhni and the lachha paratha. Oh God, I can live
know.
up to that.
You guys are bonding on this. So nice. I've never had this thali and I will
Because you're
never.
not a
I
Duke
never
kid, no.
will.
You're not Duke kid.
You're not
No.
a Duke kid.
Ah. Oh, okay.
So I have no
Lesser
idea.
But girls' college in general, for me it has always been like, I kind of started to hate certain girls back in college because they were so bitchy and, so what was your take when you were back in college?
Yeah, to be honest now, when I joined Gargi, I was very resentful of the idea because I'd gone to a co-ed school and I was like,
Oh.
yeah, and then I was like, I don't want to go to a girls' college, it's not going to be fun and da da da.
Yeah.
But then to be honest, I think in hindsight, it's been one of the best experiences ever.
Yeah.
Because I feel like going to an all-girls institution at that point in time really empowered me. Because what happens in a co-ed college, you have certain things that girls are supposed to do and
Absolutely.
certain things that guys are supposed
Yeah.
to do. Like girls, if you're doing a play, girls will do the costumes.
Yes,
But the guys will
exactly.
do all the heavy lifting
Yeah.
and the whole
Yes.
macho
The
things,
physical thing.
the lighting and the whatever. But
Yeah.
I think in a girls' college, you had to do everything from getting permission to doing jhadu pocha to every damn thing. And I feel that really strengthens you. And I feel like sometimes in a I don't know, in a all girls institution that just allows you to be more like of a gundi.
Exactly, right? I was actually छोटा पैकेट बड़ा धमाका because छोटी height है ना.
Yeah.
तो ऐसा बोला गया था अरे गुंडी आ गई छोटा.
I was
packet.
also Gargi Gundi, so
Yes.
very, very happily, very proudly.
Wow,
Absolutely,
great.
yeah.
So when this Gundi went from Delhi to Bombay, उसने कुछ मदद करी आपकी? Because I know कि I've also seen a couple of interviews where you said कि वहाँ पे आपका कोई connection नहीं था. At 22 आप चले गए. तो वो जो दिल्ली का वो गुंडापन आ गया था आपके अंदर,
वो
वो
था ना गुंडागर्दी हमने कैरी फॉर.
अच्छा, तो वो आप ले गए ना वहाँ
Gangs of
पे?
Wasseypur कैसे मिली? गुंडागर्दी.
उन्होंने देख लिया ये मैं दिल्ली से हूँ.
Acting नहीं थी, वो सब real था. It was all
That is so
real.
nice.
You're the consent queen, because आपने वो बहुत मेरी juniors थी and we used to talk about you while we were doing our theatre practices. So I was in Kshitij, the Street Play Society back in college. So हम आपका example लेते थे actually. My seniors used to tell me कि Gangs of Wasseypur में जैसे मैम बोल रही है ना बोलो हमारा वो monologue था proper way. So you've kind of
My memories of Kshitij is our street play. This thing is having this chant which goes like, आओ आओ
नाटक देखो. Yes.
नाटक देखो
Yes.
गार्गी
You guys,
कॉलेज
I
का
told you you should have sit here.
नाटक देखो. Like I remember that in my dream.
Yeah.
No, this
Oh
is
my
just
God.
looking
और
like
वो quad circle में हम
Yes,
लोग वो
arts
करते
squad
थे.
में जो हम बैठते
Yes,
थे.
yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah, wow.
तुम
I
लोग
goosebumps.
मुझे लग रहा है मैं उस साइड आ जाती हूँ.
नहीं,
नहीं, तू
सच में
बैठ,
मैंने
बैठ.
पहले ही बोला था कि मेरे को उस साइड बैठना चाहिए इस वाले में. कुछ तुम्हारा गार्गी
No,
स्टार्ट हो
it's
जाएगा.
not just I feel in general someone who's made this big in the industry. And honestly, as an actor, even I've loved doing theater, and I'm also I would call myself an aspiring actor. You know, looking at you and your journey, it has inspired me. Not just inspired me, but also made me leave my comfort zone. You know, just leaving your comfort
But
zone.
I think it is about that, right? Because like when I went from like Bombay, from Delhi to Bombay,
Yeah.
I had no plan. I didn't
Yeah.
know anyone. You just
Right.
go and then you
Yeah.
hustle it out and you figure it out. And I've always been that person. कि अच्छा क्या होगा, रिजेक्ट हो जाएंगे ना, मना कर देंगे ना. And I knew like a lot of rejection happened, like, but I always used to tell myself, okay, when I walk into a room, they don't know who I am. But when I
Right.
walk out,
Right.
they will remember my name.
Right,
And that
right.
was all I went in with, because at times it is very intimidating, right? To go into a room with like lights and people you don't know and just
Yeah.
read lines off a page.
You know, yeah.
And you do, and then like, you know, you'd get rejected, aap fit nahi ho,
Right.
ye aapke liye
Right,
nahi
right.
hai. And then you're like, okay, I'm going to wait in this long line, but do I even want to do this? Can someone please tell me? But there's nobody to really guide you or
Right.
help you. But I was like, you know what? Forget it. I'm just going to walk into this room. Even if I don't get the job, I'm going to make sure they remember my name. So
Yeah.
next time when I come, or they will
Yeah.
call me for the next job that is
Yeah.
fit for me.
Right.
I'm not fit for this, but you
But
call
you-
me next time when
Right.
when there's something
Absolutely.
worth my time.
Oh my God,
and that's the mindset I think I apply to everything. Like even
Yeah.
today, there's so many things I want,
Right, I'm sure.
and I
yeah.
don't get them.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
everybody has like a wish list, something you
Yeah.
aspire to do, and you don't make it, and you're always like constantly trying to work harder and harder, because how else do you do it, right? Because you are your own competition. You're trying to up the game. So I'm like, अच्छा ये opportunity नहीं मिली, तुम्हारा loss है एक तो सबसे पहली बात.
You didn't get to work
मगर
with
तुम
me.
फिर भी मेरा नाम याद रखोगे तो next time जब मेरे worth opportunity होगी लेके आओगे.
I love it.
Correct.
But that is, thank you, because you know things like this coming from people who's absolutely made it themselves.
Yeah.
It just makes you okay that I'm on the right
Right.
path. you know,
Yeah.
I'm going on the
Yeah.
right tangent.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But also when you talk about rejection, so there's this one thing, okay, so even I have tried doing a lot of things in my life, ठीक है. तो पहले मुझे बहुत डर लगता था कि कुछ भी, मतलब वैसे मैं जब कर देती हूँ तो मुझे ऐसा लगता नहीं लोगों को मुझे डर लग रहा है, बट अंदर से मुझे बहुत डर लग रहा
हाँ,
होता
अंदर से
है.
like,
हाँ, मुझे ऐसा लग रहा था कि यार ये बहुत ज़्यादा, मतलब मेरी फट रही है अभी बहुत ज़्यादा.
मतलब acting करते हैं कि यहाँ क्या है,
हाँ,
what is it, what do I
लेकिन
have to
मतलब
do?
ऐसे अंदर से बहुत हो रहा था. तो बहुत बार मैं बहुत चीज़ें नहीं भी करती हूँ जो लोगों को नहीं पता चलता है कि मुझे ये करनी थी, बट मैं नहीं करी. तो somebody gave me this advice कि देखो तुम जो भी करोगी या तो वो फटेगा तो बहुत लोगों को पता चलेगा, मतलब तुम सक्सेसफुल हो, और या तो वो बिल्कुल फ्लॉप हो जाएगा और किसी को नहीं पता चलेगा तुमने कभी किया.
you're
तो तुम डर क्यों रही हो,
Correct,
राइट? सो द
correct.
डे you know this person told me this thing, I was like वैसे सही तो बोल रहे हैं, 12 ही अभी यूज आ रहे हैं तो फिर कौन ही पूछ रहा है ना, मैं कौन ही. तो
उसमें से मम्मी पापा
हाँ,
हैं.
वो मेरे रिश्तेदार ही है तो कोई बात नहीं ना. बट यू नो नाउ यू ऑब्वियसली मेड इट, राइट? लाइक यू आर लाइक
Yeah.
देयर.
There, yeah.
तो अब जब फेलियर्स होते हैं तो वो भी अब सबके सामने होते हैं. तो अब आप जैसे पहले, अभी तो मैं जैसे मैं फेल भी हो गई तो क्या ही फर्क पड़ता है, बट अगर मैं कुछ बन गई और फिर मैं फेल हुई फिर तो सबको पता चल जाएगा. तो आप उससे कैसे डील करते हो?
Failure does not exist.
ओके.
Okay. For example, अगर मुझे कोई फिल्म करनी है और मैं कोई ऑडिशन के लिए मैं गई हूँ, मुझे कोई रोल चाहिए, तो आई एम गोना गो एंड ट्राई एंड डू माय बेस्ट.
राइट.
मिल गया तो अच्छी बात है, आप सक्सेसफुल हो. नहीं मिला तो आपके पास तो पहले भी नहीं था ना.
बिल्कुल.
तो
नहीं,
एक्चुअली
पर अब आपने कुछ कर लिया, यू हैव पुट इट आउट देयर
सो
एंड so
no,
you
but
are-
I'm saying, see, you are starting at a starting line.
Right.
You know, you're going to start it always at that same line. It's only in your head that you feel you've been pushed back, because why you were trying so much, but actually you're still very much there.
Correct.
So I don't feel rejection, and I always feel like you, till the time you don't reject yourself, nobody can reject you. It's that, like that तो मतलब tattoo करा लो कहीं पे. You know, because I feel like half the time what happens is that we are अपने ही self doubt में हम इतना मर रहे हैं ना,
हाँ, that is
कि
true.
मतलब हम कुछ करने से पहले 25 बार सोचते हैं, फेल हो गए तो फ्लॉप हो गया तो
हाँ.
हो गया तो हो गया. But also like, I mean, at least the way I work, I like to be in a state of flow. So
Right.
I'm never in one place. I'm doing too many things at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel for a person like me, may not work for everyone. Some people like to do
Correct.
one thing at a time and
Correct.
focus.
Correct.
I feel like when I'm in a state of flow, I end up doing more.
Yeah.
You know, I end up achieving more.
productive.
Yeah, I'm
Like-
I'm just
totally.
more productive, because then I'm
Yeah.
just, it's like autopilot. I'm not
Right.
like how my mother's cooking.
Yeah.
She's not thinking, it's just happening, and she's on the phone and doing 20,000 other things.
Yeah.
So I feel like I'm in that little
Zone of yours.
Zone.
Only
Yeah.
women can do that though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I feel the
yeah.
same. I mean, women have that power.
Yeah, so it's nice to be in that zone, and
Yeah.
I like to be like, and I do it quite well. Like I can do this interview today, go tomorrow to Bombay, shoot something else, and the third day do
Yeah,
something
this
else.
has been your crazy day today, as you mentioned. You've had a
Oh,
long
well,
day.
it's not that crazy actually. Come
Yeah.
tomorrow to Bombay, you'll find out.
Okay.
I was 16 hours straight day, so yeah.
Oh,
and still
damn.
need to look good.
You know, I really wanted to ask you this. How do you juggle between characters? You know, because you one day shooting for say some different character, like how you mentioned that you were shooting from Monica, oh my darling,
Yeah.
to Maharani, and you just finished Maharani. How do you juggle, because they're two different characters, right? So how do you do that?
And
You know,
very
it didn't
different.
It didn't happen in this season, but it's happened in all other seasons. So season 1, I would shoot for Maharani all day and very far off location, come back. And at that time, I was doing Valimai, the South big film with
Right.
Ajit sir,
Okay.
Yeah.
and shooting the Gangubai song.
Oh,
I would go-
which is amazing.
Yeah,
You
by
look
the way,
very
you look
hot.
great.
So I would go shoot for 12 hours, come back, rehearse for 2 hours,
Oh, crazy.
sleep, wake up.
And
Did this for a whole week. Finished, went, shot for 6 days for the song, came back.
Wow.
Shot for Maharani, went to Chennai, shot for the film, action sequence, came back. So suddenly I was like, my head is spinning because I'm in 3 different languages.
Yeah.
And 3 different
Right,
genres.
true.
Absolutely.
Really. And same thing happened with Maharani season 2. I was shooting for Monica and Maharani around the same time, and that was again like so different. But I think for me, I'm not a very method actor.
Yeah.
I mean, I've studied the method,
Yeah.
but I think what really works for me is a sense of spontaneity. So I like to switch on, switch off. I'm not a very like, oh, don't come in my eye line. I need
Like
to be
someone
a-
who can
Oh.
improvise, you know,
Okay.
Someone like that also, and
Yeah.
I feel like I take my job like I'm a very on-off actor. Like right now, if you tell me I can start like doing an emotional scene and cry or like laugh.
damn,
or
How you
really?
said
whatever.
permission also. That was hilarious. Loved it.
Permission भी ले सकते हैं. But yeah, so I don't need like, I mean, I just need that 5 seconds of silence before a shot, and I'm okay with that.
Oh, that's great. So now that we're talking about Maharani, so what is firstly, that's an amazing
Yeah,
character. I think it's one of your best actually, because like she's so strong as a person. So what's that one thing जो आपको लगता है कि आप में missing है और आप महारानी से वो real life में ले जाना चाहोगे?
I think the way she expresses herself when she doesn't know something. I think in the past I have been guilty of lying. Supposing you're having a conversation about something and I don't know what you're talking about, so I'll be
Yeah.
like, yeah. So I'll just keep quiet or nod my head like I know कि क्या बात हो रही है.
हाँ.
But I feel with रानी भारती ऐसा नहीं होता. वो पूछ लेती है, अच्छा क्या बात कर रहे हैं?
हाँ.
तो बताइए हमको. अच्छा क्या है? ये क्या होता है?
Correct.
समझाइए हमको. You know, so she has a curious mind,
Yeah.
and that curious mind is so curious, it's unafraid to ask questions at the cost of perhaps sounding stupid or naive. And she's unafraid of sounding naive. And I feel like, that's actually a very rather interesting quality, because
Yeah.
on paper she's a character who's not half as privileged as I am,
Right.
but is so unafraid. So what stops me?
Right.
So now if I don't know something, I'm like, what do you mean? Please
Yeah.
tell me. Yeah, enlighten me.
That's nice.
I'm very curious to ask, what are the struggles women face in Bollywood per se? Like,
The same they face everywhere else.
yeah?
Yeah.
Exactly the same one would face in Gargi College or Delhi or anywhere else in the world. I think it's pretty much the same. It doesn't change. The degree varies,
Yeah.
but it's pretty much the same. I think we all gotta like be part of this movement where we're trying to ask for more,
Right.
demand more, ask to sit at the table, ask for pay parity, ask for better paths.
Absolutely, yes.
Ask for a more healthier working environment. So I think the issues of women across the globe,
Right.
across continents, is pretty much the same. It's just there's 19-20 ka fark.
Farak.
And hence it is therefore very important for all of us to
Talk
combine
about it.
forces
Yeah.
and talk about it and do
Yeah.
something about
the
it.
empowerment,
Yes.
basically.
Yeah.
And also, what's your struggle like in the industry when you started? How
Yeah.
was it for you?
To be honest, actually, the film industry has been really nice to me. I moved to 2009, 2010 beginning. I moved to Bombay, and by
Right.
12 I had my first film come out.
Yeah.
So I didn't
Yeah.
have a very prolonged period of the struggle. And I think my parents were supportive of my decision to
Nice,
move.
yeah.
Of course, they had the usual "Arey kya karoge, kaise karoge" type conversations, which is very normal in any
Right.
family.
Yeah.
But they were fairly supportive, and they also supported me financially, which was a huge thing. So I got my first break pretty early on, and without much hassle. I think for me the struggle was after that. Because I'm like,
Right.
oh, ये तो तुक्का लग गया. अच्छा पिक्चर हिट भी हो गई. Oh wow, ये तो बहुत बढ़िया पिक्चर भी बन गई है. सेलिब्रेट भी हो गया. अच्छा अब बॉक्स ऑफिस हिट भी है. अच्छा अब क्या करना है? I didn't have a plan. I think sometimes what happens, like we're so focused on getting your first break in your first film, you don't really plan after that.
Right.
But don't
And
you
I
think
had-
it worked? Like not having a plan?
I think no, it worked, but I'm saying like my plan worked till that point, and after that I was like, now what? So I think I had a bit of a few years where I was a bit in wilderness and be like, okay, now what do I want to do? What kind of actor do I want to be? What kind of work do I see myself doing? And sometimes I may perhaps stop myself because of my own lack of understanding or awareness or whatever else you want to call it. Till I think I was like, okay, now this is who I am and this is what I want to represent and this is the kind of work I want to do.
Correct.
So that required a bit of like digging your heels in and doing a bit of soul searching.
Right. So what's the advice you'd give to the aspiring
Don't
actors?
do it. Run while you can. It doesn't get easier, it gets worse.
Oh, really?
Of course it gets worse.
But don't you think now you have like the, I don't know, I wouldn't say the power, but like you're at a place where
great power comes great responsibility
responsibility.
and tons of sleepless nights.
Yeah.
To misquote Stanley. No, but I'll tell you why I wasn't just saying that, because I feel like one has an illusion or an assumption that this is such an easy life and such a glossy life, and what do you have to do? Just look good and go for shooting and interviews. It's a lot of work. I
Yeah, of
15
course.
interviews today.
Yeah.
I arrived in the morning, took a flight, haven't slept. I'll go back. I have a 16-hour shoot day, and then I've barely met my mom who's in the same city. So it's not an easy life.
Yeah.
And you think the spotlight is going to be on only when you want it. But no, it's always on.
It's always on, yeah.
It's on when you have a pimple. It's on when you have a
That's
bad
so
day.
true.
It's on when you have heartbreak. It is constantly on. It is never off. And you can't wish it off. So it's a lot of work. It's a lot of like patience. It's a lot of like guts of glory, as they say.
Yeah.
And I think the work pressure and the amount of work just keeps increasing. So I think if you are really in it for the long haul, and it's not about, oh, I'm going to do my first film and that should be a success and I'm going to... No, that's just the beginning.
Correct.
You could be 50 years old and your body could be creaking, or you could be 60 years old and your joints are hurting and your back is gone, but you still have to wake up with the enthusiasm of a 20-year-old and go to work.
Correct.
And I've seen and I've learned from my seniors from the business, and I work with greats like Mr. Irfan Khan or Rishi Kapoor. And I remember we were dubbing for D-Day, and I had just gone in to finish my dub, and Mr. Rishi Kapoor was there, and he was doing his dub, and I saw him dub with the enthusiasm of a 22-year-old, and I was like, I want that. When I have that body of work behind me. And I mean, and with so many other actors, I've had the privilege of watching and learning. Madhuri Dixit. I mean, all of them, they've just been incredible at what they do, and they do it with the same passion, the same hard work, the same commitment to excel. So unless you are not okay with waking up early and sleeping late and slogging it out, don't do it.
So it's like you're constantly out of your comfort zone.
Constantly. And you're constantly reevaluating who you are as a person, your value system. Like, I change myself every few years. Like, I feel like I'm a different person, and that can be very disconcerting for the other people around you when you change your values, your skill set. Like, you could have a fear of flying, and then suddenly you have this experience and you're like, oh my god, actually I love jumping off planes. That's my new thing. And now people around you are like, but who are you?
But I feel like you should do that generally also. Like, I feel like I literally changed so much from...
But लोग करते नहीं है.
But I think फिर वो तो बुरा है. मतलब I think you should.
My friends in Delhi, I come back and like, I hope they don't hear this. I come back and I feel like they haven't really grown. Like, I feel like they're still talking about the same petty things.
Yeah,
about,
but
like,
that's, I feel
this
like...
one is like that and that one is like that. And I'm just like, अरे यार थोड़ा आगे बढ़ जाओ.
Yeah.
Like, let's grow up.
But I feel
Delhi
like...
or Bombay?
Delhi.
Yay!
अभी बॉम्बे वापस जाना है कल.
Oh, Bombay.
Oh,
Crazy.
2 मिनट में
I got
बदलती
super
Bombay.
अभी कल वापस जाना है उन्हें एक्चुअली. वो आज ही तक ही है यहाँ
ये
पे.
जन्मभूमि है, वो कर्मभूमि. कर्म मतलब पैसा.
So many people. But yeah.
This was lovely, girls.
Yeah,
you guys
thank you
are
so
wonderful.
much.
And I think we've
Thank
got
you so
enough
much.
masala.
Yeah.
And
Really, have
lovely
we?
I think we will, but we should save some for next time. So
Yeah,
the
sure.
turkey
Please give us
definitely.
more time for
I
next
promise
time.
I
Yeah.
will. It was actually genuinely lovely chatting with you. I
Same here.
felt like, I don't know,
We
I
were just
connected
chatting.
with my childhood almost. And so thank you.
Thank you so
It's been
much.
a pleasure, honestly. And you've inspired I mean, as an aspiring actor, I really am inspired.
Again,
I'm gonna go back home.
I'm gonna say this. Don't follow me, for I am lost. But more power to both of you, and I
Thank you
hope
so much.
whatever you are that you set out to do, you are able to achieve it. And
Thank you
always,
so
like what I
much.
love the both of you working together, because strong girls support each other,
Yes.
and I
Oh,
love that. I love that.
Thank you so
So
much.
more
you so
power
much.
to you.
Thank
Thank you.
It's lovely.
Okay.
Sure.
See, that was sweet.
So guys, we just wanted to thank our sponsors for today's video, which is Pebble watches. भाई इनकी watches इतनी बढ़िया रहती
बहुत
हैं.
सही
तुम
watch
मुझे
है
खोल
यार.
के दिखाओ तुम्हारा वाला
रुक जाओ.
पैकेट. Meanwhile वो ऐसा struggle कर रही है उसे खोलने के लिए. मैं बताती हूँ, these watches have so many features. महक, I'm telling you only, okay? सुनो. तो इसके अंदर बहुत सारे features हैं, ठीक है? इसमें
पढ़ के क्यों बता रही हो तुम मुझे?
Voice assistance है. अब मैं सब कुछ मैं watch की तरह smart नहीं हूँ ना. वॉच बहुत स्मार्ट है, तुम्हारा सब
very
कुछ याद
smart.
रखेगी, बट मैं स्मार्ट ही तो मुझे पढ़ के बताना पड़ रहा है.
love the color. Ta-da!
Oh my god, this is looking so,
So classy.
good. It's looking
Love
so nice. It is
it.
actually looking really nice. तो जिसका जो डायल है ना, वो भी बहुत अच्छा है. इसके डायल का एक नाम है. मैं बता देती हूँ तुम्हें इसका डायल का नाम.
मैं बता देती हूँ यार, तुम पढ़ के बता रही हो तो मैं भी बता देती हूँ.
इसका कुछ था ना डायल का नाम.
See, it's BT calling smartwatch and it's diamond cut design.
Oh wow.
Diamond cut design, guys. Look at the
Yes,
diamonds.
Diamonds are your
I'm
best
precious.
friends. And also our best
Friends, yes.
So
Such
any
precious
form
person.
of diamond, we really like. So yeah,
Thank
guys,
you
go
so
check them
much.
out, and thank you for sponsoring us.